Good morning, Emily. Today I'd like to talk to you about a normal day of work. I work for Charleston Dock Wall. It's a small business run out of James Island that works on docks, boat lifts, retainment walls, bulkheads, and driving house piling. My father gets paid moving their large cranes around and became a good friend of the owner. I worked for them on a few different occasions, but I've learned a lot from them. The workday starts at 6:50 a.m. at the job site. We normally take one break around 9:30 and have a lunch around noon. A normal day would end around 3:45, but it really depends on what we're doing at the time and if we're at a good stopping point. Besides the owner, Jerry, the staff includes Mikey T, Mark, Spanky, and J-Dub. Mike has worked with Jerry the longest and normally runs the B team, which I'm always on. J-Dub and I are the only ones not married and under the age of 30. J-Dub is only 18. One of the job sites is Little Oak Island. We're putting walls on both sides of the road to protect it from the tides and the water trying to destroy the causeway to some rich people's houses. The pile gets pushed into the ground by a trackhoe, and then we put up whalers long ways to bridge the piling together. The next step is taking the sheathing cut at 8 feet and push them into the ground with the help of a jet rod. Now that's a lot of jargon about that job. And it gets worse. A piling is a pole that tapers down and is cut at lumber lengths, such as 8 feet or 16 feet. The whaler is a 6x6 square post. Sheathing is a tongue and groove 2x8 board. A jet rod is a rod that water is pumped into to create a water blower. We use it to dig holes for the piling or sheathing. Another random fact. We use water contact treated lumber, commonly called 2.5 treated lumber. The lumber has a green hue after being treated and will turn brown in due time. And the dust from this treated lumber causes cancer in the state of California. The other job I have worked on is a site we call 12th Block. It's on the front beach property of Folly Beach. We are building a large bulkhead that covers a few different houses and even a public access boardwalk to the beach. Similar to Little Oak, the first layer goes on the same, but then you do another layer of sheathing, more whalers, and pile on the backside to offset the original pile, and then we bolt it all together. The piling is the most important part of getting the wall and place everything in the right order. If the pile is placed badly, for example, it can lead to the entire wall looking crooked or not even structurally sound. The piling on 12th Block is 16 feet long and normally has a small end diameter of 8 inches. Using the jet rod, the crew will sink the pile into the ground and try to make it plumb. The one we're currently putting in needs to be hitting the wall at the correct points to make the weak points of the bulkhead stronger. The job is not for the weak at heart. It's a rough 40-hour week. The labor is tough and the sun and the bugs are the always opponents of the day. The job has given me a tan and has made my hair turn blonde again with as much time as I work outside. Mike jokes that he goes to CDW gym because the job works you down to the core. I may say that there are no easy jobs, but this job is in a league of its own. This job will hurt you. But it's worth it to me. The pay is anything I could have gotten. I thank Jerry for letting me give a 2-week notice and then come back 6 months later with no questions asked. There's a little bit more that goes on in the job, as in hand digging and cleaning up the road from dirt and mud. I might talk about it later, but this is a great starting point for understanding.